Why does my hair get oily so quickly after I wash it? Some people can go days with fresh hair, others are greasy by that evening, and that difference is all down to your sebaceous glands. The teeny tiny glands that are attached to each and every hair follicle that pump out sebum, which is the natural oil that coats your scalp and hair. That comes down mainly to biology and hormones. Androgens like testosterone and dihydrotestosterone directly stimulate sebaceous glands. So if your follicles are particularly sensitive to those hormones, you'll naturally produce more oil. But hair type plays a role too. On straight hair or fine hair, oil will travel quickly down the hair shaft, so it gets greasy much more quickly. Whereas curly or coily hair, those bends in the hair slow it down. And in the case of coily hair, which grows towards the sun, gravity keeps sebum close to the scalp, so natural oiliness of the hair takes a lot longer, if it ever even happens at all. The scalp environment matters as well. This paper that came out just this year actually highlights how the scalp microbiome, which is the yeast and bacteria on the scalp, that influences how sebum is broken down, which is why greasy hair sometimes comes with itchiness, irritation, or flaking. There is a big old myth that I've heard over and over again for literally years, and that is that washing your hair too often makes your hair produce too much oil. I am here to dispel that. I'm so sorry. There was this study carried out in 2021, and it tracked over 1,500 people, and it found that people who washed their hair 5 to 6 times a week actually had less oil buildup, fewer flakes, and better scalp comfort compared to the people who washed less often. The idea that shampooing trains your scalp to produce less oil just isn't really supported by any evidence. If your hair gets oily too quickly, this is what you should do. Wash your hair as often as you need to. Don't feel beholden to some made up schedule some clueless TikToker told you about. Sorry, that was rude. Look for formulas that have zinc, pyrithione in them, selenium sulfide, or salicylic acid in them. Why am I swaying? They'll likely say that they treat dandruff, but don't let that scare you off if you don't think you have dandruff. Those ingredients and products are also perfect for greasy scalps. One that I often recommend is the T-Gel Anti-Dandruff Oily Scalp Shampoo. That has 1% salicylic acid in it, and it works really well for greasy scalps. If you feel like that's not going far enough, there is also one with 3% salicylic acid, and that goes even harder at clearing up the excess oil production, and it really helps to slow everything down. The next thing to do is to definitely be vigilant about where you apply your conditioner. Make sure you're keeping it strictly to the mid-length and tips of your hair. Under no circumstances should there ever be any conditioner anywhere near your scalp if you already deal with it being oily. And then if you have any itching or flaking on top of the oiliness, I would advise trying a different shampoo every few washes. I'd go for the Nizoral Anti-Dandruff Shampoo, which has a really powerful antifungal element to it with the ingredient ketoconazole. That will help to rebalance the scalp microflora and reduce the yeast that's causing the inflammation, irritation, and flakiness. This is definitely for rotation though, and not to be used every time. If it gets any worse rather than better, go and see a professional. I mean, I am a professional as well, but I'm not there.